Michael, good to see you, dude.
Good to see you.
How are you, man?
Doing good.
Awesome.
You?
Excellent, excellent.
How are you? Good to see you. Hey. How you doing, man? Doing good, you? No, I don't.
Thank you. Red Sox was taken care of. Yeah, so yeah, I went to the opening night. It was cool.
didn't know. I think you probably wouldn't have, so I
Good to see everybody tonight. You guys are here to get settled in. If you guys would, we would be starting momentarily. Please silence all electronic devices. If you have a flip phone, anyone have a flip phone? All right, good. If you did, I would say turn that in. We don't use those anymore. But it's good to see everybody here tonight. Welcome out. So this is a Tuesday night info session. Some of you guys are like, what are we getting information on? Information on how to create extra income for yourself. I'm not your speaker tonight. My name is Zack Greene, but I do have the privilege to introduce our speaker, Lewis Myers. And Lewis and his wife, Holly, have been building business in the Greenville upstate area for the past about 5 to 6 years, going on 6 years now, and have become very, very successful in our industry. And what Lewis is going to be talking about tonight is actually a proven method that him and his wife have done to create an over and above $50,000 additional cash flow in their life and in their household, working part-time. I know some of you guys are thinking, well, I don't make 50 grand working full-time. Right, they thought the same thing 7 years ago. But through this business opportunity, their life and their income has completely changed, and I'm looking forward to you guys hearing from my good friend Lewis Myers. Give him a hand.
So it's like gray suit night tonight. Who doesn't, who's wearing gray? Is there like people wearing gray? Like a few. Okay, awesome. You look great tonight. Yellow shirt. Yeah, you look good. never know you're like serving the military, you know? But I guess military guys dress funny. How many of you guys served in the military or currently active or had the past? All right, awesome guys. We appreciate that. Let's give you tonight is just going to be information. I know that for most of you, you're maybe even a little bit off, you know, maybe out of balance a little bit. You know, you're like supposed to come and hear about an opportunity, then you walk into this room and it's got all these vibes going on and like people are happy and you're like, man, this isn't a real business meeting. I don't know what this is, but this isn't real. But we really are. We're just going to talk about money. I want to share my story a little bit. My name is Lewis, and my rockin' bombshell wife is Holly. She's right there if you wave. Because you're surrounded by beautiful women, so got the right one. But we've been married now for 9 years. Yeah. Which also really is clapping for her, which I know you all love. But yeah, we got through 9 years, and it's been an awesome ride and an awesome time. So just relax, and let's just talk about making money. Now, people that are in here are looking to make additional income, correct? Yeah. Would that be fair? Okay, awesome. And I did have one of the guys bring in this stool. And what this stool is called, it's called my calm chair. All right? I'm a pretty hype guy. I've got some serious energy. And sometimes I get excited. Okay? Like Zack had said, through the opportunity, my wife and I have been able to create some additional options. We're more in control of our financial future. We're more in control of our time. And those elements feel really, really good. When you can, you know, wake up when you want, go to bed when you want, do what you want. It just makes things a little bit different. And so I have my calm chair, because I know there's just people right now, they're just mad at me. I don't know why. I'm a really nice guy. Honey, am I pretty nice?
I'm kidding.
Just angry people in the room for some reason. Hallelujah. Maybe it's like this is the political season, isn't it? Like, who of y'all have like a dog in the fight right now? Anybody got a dog in the fight? Like, you know, out of the 4, you have a dog in the fight. There's like 3 hands going up. Obviously, somebody's gone or nobody cares about politics. All right. But, so let's go ahead and jump in. I am originally from Wisconsin. I moved down about 9 years ago, came down for ministry school, and I studied a couple years at a really small college called Ambassador, and was going to be a youth pastor. Like, that was it right there. And then I transitioned out of that, went to business school for a year, and then through the opportunity, discovered what I was going to do, and I'm a college dropout. All right, I went through 4 years of college. Some are clapping, some are angry again. But this is just my story, okay? I know everybody's is a little bit different. And there was a couple things I was transitioning in my life. What's your name? Ron. Ron? My name is Lewis. Nice to meet you, Ron. Yeah, good to meet you. Good to meet you. I was kind of transitioning through my life where my parents actually just barely graduated from high school. My dad got his GED when he was like 40. And he's been a truck driver for his past 35 years, or the past 35 years of his life. And the information I was always getting from my parents was, hey, listen, don't do what we did. Make sure you do well in high school, do well in college, and get like a really good job. Because like a degree supposedly leads to a good job. Fair? And this is just kind of the way that we think and the way that we're taught. The realities is that sometimes a really good degree just doesn't cut it still. And there's people in the room that maybe have good degrees and it led them to a really, really good place in life. And then for other people, it just led them to a really, really big reset. All right, you know that thing called student loans? Oh my gosh. I was talking to a guy today and he's like, his son called him and said, so how much do I owe? And he's only a sophomore. And he's like, so far, you owe $43,000. So far, you owe $43,000. And that's with his grandma paying $5,000 a year and the parents paying $5,000 a year. And he still owes $43,000. and he's only a sophomore. You know, like nobody should have to walk into that. But for most people, that's what they walk into nowadays. For us millennials, that's just normal. Student loan debt is normal for the most part. And I was just in a position in my life where I said, you know what, I can get out of college without having student loan debt. I feel like I was starting ahead, even though I didn't have a degree, of walking out without student loan debt. And I'd say that I did. And then chased my wife for 8 months. She would have nothing to do with me. Finally landed her, and it's been happy ever since. We've been living in Greenville for how long? 5 years. And have absolutely loved it. So anybody born and raised in Greenville? How many of you guys are like born and raised in Greenville? That's crazy. There's like 7 people, and that is it. So many transplants moving to the area, and it's made for great growth within our industry, which has been awesome. Because we have so many people that are pursuing opportunity, they're open-minded, they're leaving their roots wherever that might be, and they're going to places where they believe that there's more. And that's all we're going to talk about tonight, is just more. One of the big things is identifying why you're here tonight. All of you were asked a question if you're looking for a way to make additional income. Nobody showed up in the room tonight purely by mistake. Nobody was walking past the Hampton Inn and decided, let's see if there's a meeting going on tonight, and found yourself in here. All right? All of you were asked a question. You're looking for a way to make additional income. And for everyone, the answer must have been yes, because we don't traditionally kidnap people. All right? And that's what's brought you in here tonight. And so for some folks, you say, Lewis, I'm in a position where an extra $300 will make a tremendous difference in my life. And then for some people are like, I'm looking for an extra $3,000. And then for some people are like, I'm just looking for a lifestyle change, overhaul. Maybe you don't love what you do and you want more options. Maybe you love what you do, but you want more options and you want freedom. Putting yourself in a position, Rob, where your income isn't strictly tied up into you showing up every day, clocking in and clocking out. The only thing that separates me and the guy pulling up in a Ferrari and playing golf on Monday morning is the way that we think. It's the only thing. It's not that he was born on the better side of the tracks. It's not that he was born into wealth, which most of us are taught nowadays. You get lucky rich. You know, you hear about the lucky rich. Here's what I know. If you talk to any parent, you talk to any kid where they're wealthy, they will tell you that they worked hard. But not only that, they thought differently. And so I wanted to put myself in a position where I started to think a little bit different. My dad's been working hard his whole life. He still works 70 hours a week. How many of y'all have parents that work really, really hard? Anybody have parents that work really hard? By no means would I ever disrespect that, because by watching my parents work hard, it gave me a life. Now my pants were always short, my shirts were always short, and I was never fed enough. But you know what? They did their very best. And I'm still here today, and I'm super, super thankful for that. But just because they did their best didn't mean that I couldn't choose a life for myself. Just because they invested their life into me didn't mean that at some point I had to make personal decisions for myself. Because here's what I knew. If my power was shut off, Hannah, my parents were not going to turn my electric bill on. Now they might a couple times, but eventually that's going to stop. Right? How many of y'all's beer money has stopped? All right? You're like, you're in college, dude? Like the beer money just showed up. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, just make a phone call. Mom, I'm broke. You know, I had to do laundry. Bull, you literally just went partying. All right, but that all stops at some point, and you have to start making decisions for yourself. You have to start figuring out, what am I going to do with my brain? What am I going to do with the fuses in my head? Because here's what I know. Us, all right, now I know there's some folks that work with us that are a little bit older, but I'm going to talk to the millennials for a second. If you're 30 and below, or you're 35 and below, you and I think different than mom and dad. Mom and dad hate the fact that we think different, and they want to fight you all the time because of it. But we think very different. We prefer to have fun. Right? We prefer not to be stuck in some cubicle for 50 years of our life, and then hopefully be able to retire at 65 years old. Now, we'll do it if we don't have any other options. Lewis would have done it if he didn't know that there were other options in my life. I would have chosen to start working my way up the corporate ladder if I didn't know of any other options. I would have hated myself, Blake. I would have hated myself, because here's the reality. I don't fit well in corporate entities. I look cute tonight. Says how? And my mirror. But I didn't want to walk. I gotta wear. Have an outfit every day. I mean, who wants to have an outfit every day? Right? Well, she does, yeah, okay. I understand. And I love the answer because it's so true. Like, that's it, baby. More outfits.
Yeah.
Right? More outfits. Here's what I didn't want. I didn't want to live by dress code every day. How about that? All right, sound good? All right, I just want to be free, willy-nilly. I can't wait till the whole U.S. is nude. You know what I'm saying? It'll make for a good world, and we're all nude. All right, so, and it's not because I'm sexy, okay? Or because I wear a gold thong. It is just it is purely because life is better. So LTD is one of the entities that began to teach me and develop Lewis's thought process. Initially, my entire thought process was based on what I had seen, which was my dad woke up really early, he left the house, he worked all day, came home, he ate dinner, he went to sleep, he woke up the next day, worked all day, came home, ate, went to sleep, got up early, worked all day, came home, ate, slept, got up early, worked all day. That is all I had seen for 18 years of my life. So where was my natural progression going to end me up? Not good grammar. I was going to end up getting up early, working all day, coming home and eating, falling asleep, waking up early, and doing it all over again. We were married for 2 years and we never saw each other. We woke up, we went our separate ways, we came home, we ate, we fell asleep, literally passed out. Now she usually was in mid-conversation, I admit, okay? I learned how to sleep with my eyes open. So then she started to learn how to ask me questions. She's like, "What did you agree?" "Oh, yes, of course." And she just said, Grandpa should be pushed off a bridge. So I've worked on that. So LTD is an entity that has grown and developed and created an education system to start changing my brain, start changing my thought process. Many people, more than ever, have a passion for entrepreneurship, but very people know where to get educated on it. I find it interesting that through colleges, they've understood young people have a passion for entrepreneurship, and they have classes today that are called entrepreneurship classes, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't it interesting that it's being taught by an employee? There's only so much information you're going to be able to grasp about entrepreneurship from someone that's being employed. And through the LTD system, the entire education system is based and given by people that are business owners and entrepreneurs. Are some of you a little less angry yet? There's still a few angry people. That's okay, all right? I guess we need to have both, right, Rob? We need to have happy people and angry people. You would disagree. You think everybody should be happy, right? Yeah, I would agree. What's your name? Cedric, my name is Lewis. He says, of course, of course. And this is the angry friend. Okay. Cedric and his angry friend. Okay, awesome. All right, so we work with a large corporation. Lewis and Holly own an Amway business. We're entrepreneurs, and we run all of our business through a .com hosted by the Amway company. It's a 55-year-old industry. Back in the day, you would sell Amway door to door. Today, we still do it. Just kidding. All right. People are like, "Where's the door? Where's the door?" They sponsored the USA Today's Coaches Poll. They're just a massive company. Every time the slide comes up, I don't even know what to say. It's just cool, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Here's what it was for me, angry friend. It was just an opportunity for me to just, and I'll talk more about it, but was just to partner with somebody that brought a bunch of big companies to the table, and I was already shopping through these companies. Anybody heard of Best Buy before? Nike, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, Under Armour. To me, it wasn't that complicated. There's a lot of opinions about Amway. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of opinions about Amway, but there's also a lot of opinions about the gym. There's a lot of opinions about McDonald's, about Walmart, about Amazon. Everybody's got the angry friend, right? and so everybody had an opinion. My mom and dad had like an opinion. They really did. And their initial, here's all I can assume. Here's what I have to assume. My parents wanted to protect me. Does that sound fair? My parents were like, holy crap, Lewis, you're excited, you're immature, you don't know the difference between your head and your butt. You know what I'm saying? You are lost. What are you doing looking at Amway? Are you crazy? Maybe. And then 7 years later, I look back at our life, and I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything. But let's go ahead and jump in. Let's learn a little bit more about the corporation, and then we're jumping into the numbers. Because God forbid anybody have to come to a meeting and laugh, right? So we'll just get into the numbers. You're like, just get to the numbers, people, all right? And we'll rock and roll from there.
What defines a company? Is it the name on the wall? Is it the products? Is it the manufacturing, the buildings? Is a company defined by its legacy and leaders? Or is it all of this and something more? What gives a company its purpose? It started more than 50 years ago. Friends from a young age, Jay Van Andel and Rich DeVos were alike in many ways. Smart, driven, optimistic about their future, and passionate about the world around them. They believed in people. They believed in helping people live better lives by helping them realize their potential. And so they created Amway, a company that offered all people, regardless of age, education, ethnicity, religion, or background, a chance to be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. Today, more than 3 million people in more than 100 countries and territories, speaking more than 60 languages, control their own Amway businesses. They work hard to achieve success as they define, like more control of their time, more financial security, and a better quality of life for them and their community. Amway supports them with a proven plan that has no limit on what you could earn. Earn a little extra or a little more. It's up to you. We provide free training and an experienced mentor who helps them every step of the way. Amway business owners are the exclusive point of access to more than 450 world-class products in the categories of nutrition, beauty, and home. All 100% satisfaction guaranteed. For nutrition, we offer Nutrilite, the world's #1 selling vitamins and dietary supplements brand. Since its inception in 1934, the Nutrilite brand has provided plant-based supplements, many with ingredients grown in our own certified organic farms with naturally occurring phytonutrients. It's a brand committed to inspiring people to strive towards their optimal health. Amway's leading beauty brand, Artistry, is among the world's top 5 largest selling premium skincare brands. Artistry products unlock the potential for women to look their best, feel their best, and achieve more with their newfound confidence. Amway's premier home technology brand, eSpring, is the world's #1 selling brand of home water treatment systems that gives people pride and confidence in the quality of water that flows into their home. Complemented by Atmosphere, the world's #1 selling brand of home air treatment systems. Our world-class brands come from a culture of scientific excellence. We have more than 1,000 patents and 700 patents pending. Our more than 900 scientists, engineers, and technical professionals are researching and developing new and innovative exclusive products for our Amway business owners to sell. Amway also continues to to invest in global manufacturing facilities and distribution centers to produce and deliver these leading brands and products. And worldwide, we have more than 600 Amway locations that support our Amway business owners. And while we've grown into an $11 billion global company, our family-owned roots hold true to where it all began, with people. From a small town in Michigan to living rooms and coffee shops around the world, is a continued belief in and support for those looking for a little extra, for more in life, for what matters to them. It's an understanding that a business can do more than offer great brands and products. It can believe in people. This is what gives our company its purpose. Because we believe that everyone, everywhere, is filled with potential.
All right, does anybody need a tissue? All right, so this is where Holly and I run all of our business. This is our .com here. We've got an awesome picture of us right there. And all of our business is done on this. Let me ask you a few questions real quick. Class participation. Everybody cool with that? Yeah. Let's talk about a few benefits of business ownership. It's not something that's talked about a lot, and I think sometimes we wouldn't even know where to start when it comes to the benefits of it. Lots of times I think when it comes to business ownership, we see the negatives, right? Late nights, sink or swim, no security, it's a big risk. It could all fall apart, and then what are you gonna do? You start at square one, right? Let's talk about some of the benefits. What are some benefits of business ownership? Go ahead and get started out.
Old schedule.
What's that?
Old schedule.
That's right, you write your own schedule.
Tax benefits.
Tax benefits, absolutely. Oh, the smart one in the room. Okay, awesome.
Boost your pride.
Boost your pride, absolutely. To actually own something and run something does make you a little bit more egotistical, without a doubt.
Control.
Control, yes, control. All right, control your wardrobe. She's excited about that. Control your wardrobe, control your time, control your income, control the people that you hang out with. How many of you like to change your employees? Okay, yeah, we got a few hands in the room, some honest people, okay. There's some people that if somebody could create something where we just take an employee and stick them in a capsule, and they came out normal, we'd all buy one, all right? What are some other things? Maybe write your own checks. Would you increase how much you earn right now if you could? Tomorrow you get a free pass. Ron or Rob? Ron. You get a free pass tomorrow. You get to go to your boss and ask your boss, no, you get to tell your boss any number you want based on what you think you're worth, and he'll pay you that. Would that make for a good day?
Yeah.
Would you wake up a little jacked about getting to work that day?
I'd be probably about an hour early.
No, without a doubt. Probably actually eat breakfast. You will be able to eat 3 meals that day because you're like, I know I'm going to make more. Okay, instead of just feasting at lunch, you're actually going to get breakfast. All right, and you're going to get lunch, you're going to get dinner. You would be hyped. You would be hyped. Here's why I get excited about the opportunity that we're in, is that we get to write our own paycheck. We get to write our own schedule. We get to be our own boss. Now, sometimes the missus tries to be a boss to the junior. But the junior always wins. Sometimes, for the most part. Sometimes you just gotta give it. And it just creates options. For those of you, and I know, God forbid, I'm gonna dream for a second. Everybody relax. If you could choose a little bit of a different vacation this year, what would it be? Money's no option and time is no option. Where would you go? What have you seen on your Instagram feed that you wish you were at? The car that you drive. How many of you may change the option on the car that you drive? Or maybe the car that your mom drives. Because how many of you are embarrassed to get in your mom's car? You know what I'm saying? Like, Mom, the minivan season is over! I'm 21! You're still my little boy! How many of you would change the living situation that you're in? Some of you still be in the basement. Me ain't calling no names, but I know y'all out there. And your parents like, yeah, you can stay as long as you want, we don't care. And then you get in the bedroom, when is that boy getting out the house? I did the radical thing and moved out when I was 18. And it was freaking awesome. Did I live in a shoebox? Yes. But I felt awesome because it's called freedom. Nobody can tell me when to wake up. Nobody can tell me when to go to bed. Nobody can tell me to do chores. And you look at my house, it'd be very obvious. Nobody's gonna tell me what I can eat. Oh, that's gonna spoil your dinner. Double. Give me double. And it just created options. Nobody was gonna stop me when I walked out the door and said, oh my God, what are you wearing? I got to be oblivious and say, this is awesome. It just created options. Freedom. And when you were 10 years old, all you could think about was freedom and options. All you could think about was dreaming. All you could think about is doing whatever the hell you wanted to do. And this thing is called reality shows up. And mom would say, you need a reality check. And the reality checks are never fun. They always suck. And here's what it's always based on. Money. The very thing that everybody says they never think about and they don't care about. I don't love money. But you spend 50 hours a week hustling for it. I just wanted to do different. Did people think I was a little weird, Todd? Yeah. Because 98% of society says, whoa, 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 whoa. Just, yeah, blend it. And it's hard for me already, right? But just blend in. Do the normal, bro. And here all it is that when you start moving forward, you magnify people's fears. You magnify their doubt and their unbelief in themselves. You magnify that. Because Travis is out there hustling, doing things different, making things happen for his family. And what does that do? It magnifies everybody that said, no, I'm just going to play Madden 24 tonight. Or whatever it is. 5? 6, what? 7-17. Okay, cool. All right, sorry, let's get on point here. Preaching, sorry. Angry friend, don't be angry with me, please. All right, so let's talk about SpongeBob, okay? SpongeBob has gotten this figured out. SpongeBob does Amway. You know why you like to watch SpongeBob? Because he does Amway. Holly and I use our everyday amenities, and we get paid for it. Brush our teeth, do our hair, wash our body, clean our ears out, do deodorant, eat, drink, meal replacement, protein, all that stuff, we buy from ourselves and we get paid to use it. Think about this. Think about how many amenities that you have to use on a daily basis that you don't get paid a dime to use. Your shampoo, your body wash, your razor, your nail clipper. You're like, Lewis, this is weird. Well, the only thing that's weird to me is that you don't get paid for it. People say, so Lewis, what do you do actually? You sell soap. And what's your name? Victor. And Victor, here's what I do. I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Sam Walton didn't think it was very weird. And Sam Walton's a multi-billionaire, and Sam Walton's in the freaking grave. All of his kids, 5, all billionaires. How many of you know how to spell billion? All 5 of them billionaires, and every time you buy Hose or Dove shampoo, you're using money to put in their yacht. Every time you buy your hair gel or your razor, you take a few more cents, goes in to their kid's ball game. Do you think that Sam Walton or any of their children are struggling with student loan debt? Yes or no? No. Absolutely not. Now here's another question. How many of you think that the children of the owners of Amway are struggling to pay their student loan debt? None. None. Why? Because they move products and services and they make money. Hello to capitalism. Oh, that's a bad word. But here's what Amway provides, an opportunity for Lewis to be able to use his daily products and services, to be able to run them through their partnerships, and get paid back on it. All right? So everything that we do to make money within our business is based on creating volume. I'm gonna go through this really quick, just so you guys have an explanation on it. So our toothpaste has a certain number of points with it. As our points go up, the amount of money that we make goes up. Make sense? Our shampoo has a certain number of points with it. When the points go up, the amount of money that we make goes up. When we use our vitamins, our points go up. When Holly uses makeup, how many of you guys had women that wear makeup? This could be just about everybody. How many of you need to tell her she's wearing makeup? I'm sorry. All right, so just relax. Victor, here's what I did, brother. Okay, before because I wasn't super sure about Holly, and I was pursuing her really, really hard. So I was like, I'm either going to be the biggest winner or the biggest loser in this transaction. You know what I'm saying? So what I did is I looked at her in every phase of life. When she got sick, I was like, wow, she's hot. When she was playing sports, I was like, wow, she's still hot. When she showed up, no makeup on, and she was all sweaty, I was like, wow, she's still hot. She's hot all the time. It's got to be a win. And it was a win. So personal use. You're like, wild compliments. I'm in the doghouse. So we just transitioned our personal buying habits. When we got started in business, we lived in a single wide trailer with neon blue carpet, Rob. That's where I was at in life. That's not where everybody was at in life, but that's where I was at. I was going to college and working 2 jobs and barely getting by, and I was pissed at the world. I'm sorry, that is the second swear word I've used tonight. I apologize. I'm working on that. And then we have a few customers. We set up a couple customers, and then what this does is that your first month in business at 150 PV, this is going to generate $122. Now that's not a ton of money, but what did Holly and I do? Instead of letting Suave run down the drain, we had Technique running down the drain. Instead of using Tide to wash my pants, we were using Legacy of Clean to wash my pants. I just use this stuff, whatever. Legacy of Clean to wash my pants. Instead of her putting Clinique on her face, she was putting Artistry on her face. That's all we were doing month 1 in business. Month 1 in business. Instead of washing the mirror with Windex, we used Legacy of Clean to wash the mirror with Windex. Hey Rob, where did you go to school? Awesome. Maryland. What brought you down here? Opportunities or job?
Yeah, job and family.
Okay, so you do have family here. Awesome. So, good news, Rob. You're super smart. I'm super unsmart. So if I can do it, you're good to go. My highest GPA was a 1.72. And it's all her fault. So, now what do we do? We extend a network. Like any business does, they start finding players to play on their team. How many of you are part of a system? If you work at JOB, you're a part of a system. And it's here's what happened. Somebody else had a dream about what they were going to do for themselves and their family, and they started a what? A corporation or a company. They took the risk. Now, for many of you, you never see that human being that actually started the business. It's because he's with his family now. He's on his yacht now. He is at the Alps now. And he started looking for people that could be a part of his team to help develop a large organization. He said, here's my transaction for you, Bob. I've got a company. I have opportunity for you. And if you'll work for me, I'll write you a check. And here's the thing, Rob. How much can I get you for? The biggest expense that a company has is what? Payroll. So any good businessman, I shouldn't say good, but for the most part, are going to try to whittle down their what? Payroll. That's why you have people that work for companies for 15 to 20 years getting fired, and they're bringing in a college student and paying them half price. It's because they understand, hey, listen, we can cut all of our 10% of our managers, our lower management, cut them all, bring on college grads, because here's what happens. Every time you graduate, how many of you just recently graduated from college? Did you graduate from college? Not recently. Do you remember what your graduating class was? Okay, what was your graduating class? How many were in your graduating class? 215? Okay, so 215. As soon as he graduated, 215 people came out into the marketplace looking for the same job he was. Hustling the same interviews, hustling the same resume, hustling the same collar shirt. I'm going to give me the best collar shirt. With other 215 people trying to get the best collar shirt. Because they're going to land this job after the guys just met with 150 other people. And so we go into the marketplace with everybody else, and here's the reality, 215 is a small graduating class. Really. I mean, most graduating classes are how much? I don't know, mine was me, but what? 5 or 6 what? 100. I remember, I'm not smart. Thanks. Okay, 5 or 600. Guys, follow up. 5 or 600 people walking out into the marketplace every graduating year. And now they have graduations, what, they have like twice a year?
Yeah.
Hit in the marketplace, and where do they end up? Beep, 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 beep. Here's your latte, that'll be $7.33. Here's what was awesome. I wasn't waiting on anybody, and I wasn't hustling to get in. I got an Amway, I got started, I was in control again. Did I start my business in a shoebox? Yeah. But I got to do what I wanted to do. And I got to build it as big as I wanted to build it. And I got to make the friends that I wanted to make. And nobody was going to tell me how hard I had to do it, Rob, or how little I had to do it, Rob. Nobody was going to say, hey, this is what time you got to clock in, this is what time you have to clock out anyway. And Amway, you got to start your business at 7 a.m. and you have to leave at 5. And if you want the promotion, you're going to need to come in at 6 and leave at about 7 p.m. Stupid. It's so ridiculous how our money is so based on faking everybody out. Like, who gives this guy the authority to decide what I'm freaking worth? And to decide, oh, he stayed an extra hour, so now I'm worth a promotion? Bro, you're taking that hour away from my family, and at the end of the year, you're only going to give me a 3% raise. Well, everybody else got 2.5, but your extra hours. Rob, you're like Lewis, you're crazy. Oh, sure, you're right. So we started developing a team. Holly and I started developing a team. And these were people that were not employees of ours. What's your name? Marcus. These were not people that were employees of ours. These were other people that were like-minded that said, look, we're looking for other opportunities. Whether it be $300 or $3,000, I'm looking for an opportunity, okay? We started bringing those people on our team and coaching them and helping them develop the business that we had been coached and developed on doing ourselves. There's a guy named Curtis Pryor and Dina Pryor. They have two amazing children. Third one didn't make it, but 2 amazing children. 2 amazing children. 2 amazing children. And they taught me how to build this business, Marcus. There's a gentleman above him named Curtis and Alan and Michelle Leininger. They also built and developed an Amway business. They started at 24 years old. By the time they were 27, they're both financially independent through the Amway opportunity. He graduated from the Ohio State, a summa cum laude. Him and his wife were brilliant. He came to North Carolina to work at IBM. He dropped from IBM to go back to college and become a brain surgeon. While in school, saw the opportunity, dropped out of brain surgeon school, and now they have a beautiful home in Lake Norman. He owns a plane, several cars, blah, blah, blah. Those are people that I now get to be educated by. I love my dad, but he only knew how to work hard. Working smart was not in the equation. And here's what I found. People that work smart have a lot more time than people that just work hard. Here's another thing that I found out. You see all these people struggling in society, and what do they all do to create income for themselves? And we all hate the rich people, and what did they do to create income for themselves? I wanted to get myself into the quadrant where 98% of society either didn't understand me or hated me. because I didn't want to know what they knew anymore. And some of you still hate me. Okay, so we start expanding your team, start developing your network. Fred, Victor, awesome. That's like a gladiator name, dude. That is awesome. Victor. You and I have massive networks, way larger than our parents ever did growing up. They have this thing nowadays, back in the day it was called a Rolodex. And that's what I had to do, write people's name in it, and in 3 months, that name would be obsolete. Like the number would be obsolete. Nowadays, we have massive networks. And here's the reality. All of you have networks, and somebody is making money off of all of your networks. You have a huge network on Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg is making money off of your network. You have a following on Snapchat? The owner of Snapchat is making money off of your network. You have a Twitter? He is making money off of your network. They understood there's power in numbers. And now they're multi-billionaires because of it. I finally got into an opportunity where I could utilize my network and we could win together. I was able to grab a Michael and say, hey Michael, I saw an opportunity where you could utilize the network that we have and create additional income. What do you say? They understand, Mark Zuckerberg understands that, hey, you know what? As long as all these people continue to use my service and product, my product and service, I am good to go. And here's what's cool. Here's what lots of money do for you. Does he give away a lot of money? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Does it create options for his Asian wife? Absolutely. Didn't they just have a kid, by the way? Yeah, I think they had a kid. He came out of the womb with a zip-up hoodie. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the launch got at 1,000 PV. Just type in Mark Zuckerberg and look at the images. It's like all he wears. Zip-up hoodies. You're now making an extra $350 a month. You're helping other people develop volume through the organization. It's running through your business, which is running through somebody else's business. And the corporation incentivizes us to help other people succeed in Amway. When I saw this, I saw me. See you there, Marcus. Let's think a little bit bigger. So we take each of these CEOs, business owners, and we help each of them develop a business of 4. Let's say it's just a business of 4. You have an organization that's running 30 people within the organization. You're now at 12%, and you're making, and now you're at 21% at 4,000 PV, you're making about $1,700 a month. That will expand your wardrobe. So let's take the 4, let's help them put 2 in business. Your team is growing, your organization is growing. The amount of volume running through your business is increasing. You're now at the top of the bonus bracket and you're making $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. On top of what you're already doing. Here's what you're looking at, extra $40,000 to $60,000 a year. And now it's more $60,000 to $70,000 a year. Take what you do right now, Rob, add $60,000 a year to that. Start thinking in terms of this. What if your job check showed up in the savings account every week instead of you having to rely on it to pay bills? Instead of you having to rely on it to eat food. And then your job income is just going bloop, bloop, and then about every 3 months you just look at that account. And every 3 months you look at that account. And every 3 months you just look at that account. Think about it like this. How cool would it be to start to double your wife's income? For those of you guys that are like knights in shining armor or whatever the case may be. And she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not saying everybody wants to, oh my God. Okay. We in the 21st century, I understand all this, all right? Everybody relax, okay? But she decides, hey, Junior came along, I'd like to stay home. And for the next 6 months, her check just goes into the savings account. You have 6 months of her income saved. You have doubled the house income through an Amway business, and she come home, and your entire income and your lifestyle doesn't even miss a beat. I was taught early on that there's just different levels of broke. There's some people that make $200,000 a year. Would that be awesome? $200,000 a year? Sure, sign me up for that program. It's stripping. I'm good. Let's do it. Okay. Sign me up for that program. $200,000 a year. But here's what you have to ask yourself. How long could you stop doing what you're doing before having to go back? How long, Rob, could you just stop, even at $200,000 a year, at $1 million a year? How long could you stop doing what you're doing without having to go back to keep generating that income again? You can make $200,000 a year and not be financially free. Some of the most stressed people on the planet are people that make $500,000 a year because they've maxed out their entire lifestyle. They have a car payment, house payment, boat payment, yacht payment, double house payment, all these things, and it's always maxed out, always maxed out, always maxed out. Why? Because it's one thing to make more income, but if you don't change the mechanism, you'll always be broke. And you'll always be stressed out. Nobody wants to be stressed. All right, wrapping up, guys. Big picture, let's say you take it somewhere, okay? Here's you. You help 3 folks within your organization go to the platinum business, developing 40 to 60K a year. You'll be making about $100,000 a year. And if you help 6, they call you a diamond, and you're making about $250,000 a year. So, for me, that just got me hyped when I saw it. It got me excited. And Amway, there's no guarantees. What's your name again? Cedric. I know you're the happy one, but Cedric. Okay, awesome. Just kidding. Just totally kidding. Okay. Yeah, it's like people are like Lewis. You know, when they don't like you, you're supposed to try to get them to like you. Oh, okay. But I just started to imagine like what that would be. I thought of it like this. If I went home tonight and I checked my voicemail, and there was a company on the other side of the line that said, hey Lewis, we'd like to hire you to make $250,000 a year. Could you start tomorrow? How would that make you feel? Sex would be great that night. You would be jazzed. You would be excited. You would be thinking about things that would change in your life that night. Holy smokes, my car's about to change. Holy smokes, my eating habits are about to change. Holy smokes, my house is about to change. You're thinking about that debt. I'm paying that, I'm paying that, I'm paying that, I'm paying that credit card off. Oh man, mom and dad, they've been wanting that forever. I'm buying it for them. And what do you start doing? You start dreaming. You see an opportunity that's dependent on you, Victor, and you're like, no possible way that works. Oh my God, no. You just told me how to make $250,000 a year to a corporation that's been around for 55 years. That's an $11 billion industry, but no way. I was just dumb enough to think it would work. And thank God I was. Holly, are you glad I was dumb enough that I thought it would work? I'm just going to tell you a secret. Holly works right now. She works. But we have a little thing set up where we don't see her checks. And it's called a freedom plan. And in the next couple of months, she will walk out of her job at 31 years old. And if she chooses, never have to work again because of the business that we developed at the Amway opportunity. Did I see that happening at 24 years old? Not necessarily. I was thinking about my Bugatti. Okay? Let me tell you something. That makes me feel hype. Because when we're on vacation, that's a different Holly than when she has to go back to work. Holly on vacation is loose. Holly having to go back to work every day, she does her best. She does her best to stay chill, man. But it's tough. It's tough. And you guys are all perverted. Oh my gosh. I couldn't say anything after that. Anyways, so you guys are awesome. You're going to have me out tonight. What a weird note to end on. But, maybe you'll do something different with it. It's all up to you. That's what's cool. It's all up to you. Whatever you choose to do, whatever you want to do, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. But I'd love to say hi to you. Hopefully we can make quick friendship. And you all have a safe drive home. Thanks so much, guys.
I feel that. Something's happening.